What's up guys, Scott here from Uncle Scott's Kitchen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make hand-cut French fries using a countertop deep fryer. I've reviewed a bunch of these deep fryers around here over the last 4 years. Every time I make some hand-cut fries, it's a good test for the fryers. And this recipe should work well in just about any fryer you have. You'll see a couple different models and fry batches in this video. Now at a high level, we're simply going to cut potatoes, soak them in water, then double fry them. Let's start with the potatoes. I use russets. 5 russets like this will yield between 2 and 2.5 pounds of cut fries. Before I slice them, I prepare a container of cold, clean water. Once we cut our fries, we'll put them in the water to soak. So I wash, peel, and rinse my potatoes. Then I go ahead and put the peeled potatoes into the water just so they don't turn brown before I can get them sliced into fries. Next is cutting the fries. The key here is consistency in thickness. You can choose whatever size fry you like. Thick, thin, medium, whatever size you choose though. Length doesn't matter too much, but do your best to keep them all a consistent thickness. And this is so that they cook at the same rate. If you have a mix of sizes, the skinny ones will get burnt before the thick ones are even done. Now bonus points here if you square off your potatoes like I am doing for even more consistency. Now if I'm doing a big batch of potatoes, to avoid waste, what I do is put the squared off ends in some water and boil them up, drain them, add some milk, salt, pepper, and butter and mash them up for a quick bowl of mashed potatoes for my son, but that's for another video. If you're just doing a few potatoes, you can just toss them away. As you slice your fries, go ahead and add them to the water container. Once all your potatoes are cut, cover the container and put it in your fridge. Soak the potatoes at least half an hour and up to 24 hours. Overnight works well. When you are ready to make your fries, put some kitchen towels or paper towels on a baking sheet. Drain and rinse those cut potatoes, then lay them out on the towels. Take more towels and dry them thoroughly. And this is very important as we don't want to add really wet ingredients to hot oil. Now let's set up your deep fryer. I like to put mine on a rimmed baking sheet and set it on my stovetop. This allows me to use the vent hood and get rid of the steam and oil that frying puts out and not get my kitchen cabinets and walls all messy. And the rimmed baking sheet is also handy for keeping any mess contained. Now let's add our oil to our fryer. Good choices for deep frying oil are peanut, canola, or vegetable. We're going to double cook these fries. First at 325, then we're going to let them rest, and then again at 375. And while the oil is heating, it's a good time to set up a wire rack on another baking sheet, as you'll need some place to put the fries while they are resting between fryings and then when they are completely done. If you have the equipment and space, go ahead and set up 2 of these. Now let's put our dry fries in a big bowl and add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You don't have to do this, but the cornstarch gives a nice little texture and crunch to the finished fries. Mix them up really well so they all have a very light coating of the cornstarch. When your oil is up to temperature, add your fries to your fryer basket. Try to not overcrowd the fries. It's much better to work in batches than to overcrowd. A good rule of thumb here is to not fill the basket much more than halfway. Now carefully lower the basket into the 325 degree oil. Cover the fryer with the lid. I'll fry these for about 6 minutes on this first frying. This first frying, which you can call par cooking or par frying at a relatively lower temperature, doesn't add any color or crunch to the outside of the fry. Now if we had simply fried these potatoes once at a higher temperature, the outside would get golden brown and crunchy, but the interior would still be raw potato. So this par frying allows the interior of the fry to come up to temperature and cook well before the outside browns. The fries need to rest for 10 minutes or so at least, but you can let them sit for up to an hour before you fry them a second time. Once you've par fried all of your potatoes and they are resting comfortably, turn up the temperature of your oil to 375 degrees. It will take the oil a few minutes to come up to temperature. When that oil is ready, re-add your fries to the basket and lower them in. And here you need to raise the basket and check your fries once every minute or so. Remember that the interior is already cooked. So now we're adding the color and crunch and texture to the outside of the fry. They can go from golden brown to crunchy pretty quickly. So keep an eye on them and remove them when they are done to your liking. My wife likes hers darker with a little crunch, so I made this basket for her. These took between 4 and 5 minutes. I like mine more golden brown, so this basket I cooked for about 3 minutes. So when they are done to your liking, remove the basket, shake the oil off, let them drain for a few seconds, and then pour them onto a wire rack. Make sure you salt the fries immediately. The salt seems to stick better if there's still a little hot, wet oil on the surface of the fry. I like to add a little fresh ground black pepper to mine too. And these are absolutely delicious, restaurant quality or better, hand-cut fries made at home. And of course, some homemade Utah fry sauce puts them right over the top. Give them a try and let me know what you think. Look somewhere on this screen for links to other videos you might enjoy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time on Uncle Scott's Kitchen.